Hi everybody, welcome to the Joya channel. It is Joya for those of you who don't know me, and I'm so glad to be doing a video right in time for the end of the year. It is December 2024. My birthday is in a couple of days, and I always take this time to really reflect on not only the accomplishments that I've been able to experience for the past year, but also the years before. Like 5-year-old Joya, which she would have looked at, I'm not telling y'all my age, year old Joya the same way. So it's almost kind of like a mirror to myself, a love letter to myself of you've done it, you did it, you're about to keep going. I have so many goals that I've set for myself in the years and months to come, and I've accomplished a lot of those goals. You know, one of my career highs, and I've shared it on a previous video when I did my summer check-in, was going to the White House this year. I went to the White House this year, and this was my first ever year having my own policy firm. That is a career high for myself. That is a career high for my organization that I really hope will stand and live beyond me. So kudos. I really want to begin this video just paying homage and respect to one of the pioneers that have shaped my English literary academic career is Nikki Giovanni. Nikki Giovanni passed away a couple of days ago at the age of 81, and her poetry when I was in college really spoke to me. I was really able to connect with her, connect through the lines, really learn about who I was as a Black woman, and not just learn about who I was through her own poetry and her words, but also build on that. And for those of you who are out there who are writers like myself, it is our job to build on the work of the greats, not just rest there, not just quote them when we need to quote them in a paper, when we're quoting them through public speaking, but also we're able to build and be inspired through their work. So I definitely want to pay homage to Mother Nikki Giovanni, who is also a Tennessee girl just like me. However, speaking about Nikki Giovanni and so many other Black scholars, academics, and also revolutionary persons in our history, there was a thread that was on Twitter that talked about we have to talk about the Black academic scholar pipeline to white romantic partners. Oh, they got the girls going. They got people in a stir. People were in a tizzy. People were clutching their pearls because it's so true. And it's something that we don't talk about. And people always say, well, you know, love is love. You can't choose who you love. Love is a choice from beginning to end, where you place yourself, the circles that who you swipe left or right on, who you allow to set you up on a blind date, who you give your space and attention to. That is all a conscious choice. For me, I was talking to my sister about this very topic, and I would like to be partnered with a Black man or with another minority. So anyone that is non-white. Nothing against my white brothers and sisters, because I definitely have that in my blood with my grandmother. But it's one of those things where I'm just very cognizant of what I want to do and who I want to be partnered with. And I just refuse to believe that I cannot find a Black man anywhere. I don't believe that rhetoric that there are no good Black men, there are no educated Black men, and that there are no available Black men. In fact, we'll talk a little bit later about my love life this year. I did share with you guys that I'm going to slowly start talking about that. And I feel comfortable. I feel like today is the day. So let's talk about some pop culture things. Like I said, this video is just going to be mashed up into a lot of things that are swarming in my mind. Like all of us, there are several tabs that are open at any given time. And I really want to talk a little bit more about how you guys are trying to make fetch happen with this Jay-Z is next, right? So there could have been some things in the past, in the 2000s, that were culturally acceptable in the music industry that Jay-Z was involved in. I absolutely believe that there was some depravity there when it came to some of the things and choices that he made, even while with Queen Bee. I hear a lot of people saying, Beyonce knew, she probably did know. It's a lot of people that know the decisions of their partner, but because they feel that the outward facing or the outward persona of the relationship, it carries more weight than what is going on behind closed doors. That doesn't make it right. But to constantly keep saying, guys, Beyonce knew, we know Beyonce knew. Like, we know all of Diddy's partners knew. Cassie knew. Now, she did talk about, she went through years of abuse, and we saw that with the hotel video. But please stop saying that Beyonce knows. She knows. She knows. These parasocial relationships we have with celebrities has to stop. And I've seen a lot of creators comment on this. I've even heard one creator say, let's stop following them. Let's get them down to under 10,000 followers. I mean, good luck. It's a lot of people out there that's their identity. They love being a Barbs. They love being a part of the Rihanna Navy. They love being Lady Gaga's monsters. That is their identity. So I don't believe that it's going to be a collective conscious away from celebrity culture. But I am glad that more people are waking up and finding their own identity and realizing that, as Albert Einstein said, in the future, everybody will have their 15 minutes. This one is a little bit more sensitive, and I know I'm probably a little late to the party, but with the United Healthcare killer Luigi, do I believe that things are going to start happening like this more and more? I know you guys have heard the phrase, or if you haven't, there's this phrase that says, eat the rich. And it really talks about how in the future, if you look at stories like the Hunger Games, why is it an alarm? Okay. It was in my townhouse, like it's a community of townhouses. There are these fire alarms that just go off randomly. That's more information than you wanted to know. Anyway, I do believe that there will be more instances of people angry with the rich when you look at movies like The Hunger Games, Divergent, and others that really comment on how, in Squid Games, comment on how the wealth gap is becoming so huge and so big that people are just going to start fighting for their resources, even if it means taking from the rich. Folks that are not wealthy, there aren't enough, resources to distribute to everyone. I mean, guys, this is so predictable. In civilizations where there are enough resources to go around to everyone, but yet 10%, 5% of the population controls that wealth or controls the resources, there will be some type of coup. There will be some type of revenge or rebellion when it comes to that. So I really urge our country, even with our new administration, I'll just leave it there. We have to really begin to look at how people are treated, how their needs are being met in the future. And if we want to be a civilization that is fighting for our resources versus finding a way to divide them up equitably. So that's just something I have to say about the United Healthcare killer. Copycat killers are out there. They are real. There are people who have the minds that study killers and serial killers and one-time killers, and they are inspired. Just like people are inspired to do positive things, people are also inspired to do really negative and diabolical things. So just again, I'm making this video December 2024, and I've just been thinking a lot, especially at the age that I am now. I am unmarried, don't have any children yet, but I do have nieces, and I'm totally involved in their life. I'm still out here in these Dane streets. And I'm sure a lot of people can relate to me. It's not that I cannot find a partner. That is just a myth that's been out there. Why you can't keep no man? No man can keep me. Why does it always have to be patriarchal language? Why can't I keep a man? I've dated recently, and I've almost kind of like did a dating experiment of dating someone who was way older, kind of out of my age bracket. He was like 48. And I wanted to see, because a lot of people have told me, they're like, oh, you need to date older. You need to date older. Chill. And when I started talking to him, it appeared that he had his life together, right? He had a son that was a little bit older, and he made it seem like, oh yeah, I have my life together. When we began to talk, I started to realize that no, he didn't really have his life together, and he hadn't been married either, and he didn't have a really good relationship with his son, and a lot of things and a lot of pieces were beginning to fall in place. And when you're dating, one thing I can say is I don't let anybody pressure me into relationships that I don't want to be in. he wholeheartedly wanted to be in a relationship with me. He was like sending me matching pajamas. We started talking like around the end of September and we went into October, mid-November. He was sending me matching pajamas and he was asking me how far is Atlanta from where he was. He was all in. But I had to really think, like, do I want to be partnered with him? And I love this kind of space that I'm in now because I can make those choices. Women, men, you can make the choice on who you want to be partnered with. You don't have to allow anybody to put that pressure on you. There is no timeline for anything. Everything will fall right in its place. I did not want to be partnered with him. I found out a lot of things about him that he was keeping from me. And everybody shows you like their best representative. And so when I really started to figure out who he was, some of the health challenges that he had at 48, I was like, no, I don't want to be anybody's nurse. I've seen so many people on Facebook hurry to get married in their like late 40s, early 40s, because they feel like they missed out and they are partnered with people that have a lot of health challenges. So just keep that. So yeah, this is the time of year where you think a lot about family and family units and family models and, you know, just having that person beside you when you wake up on Christmas morning, or if you don't observe Christmas, just having someone during the winter holiday season to maybe sit on the couch with and drink hot chocolate. You think about those things. And I will say that earlier, when I was like in my early 20s and stuff like that, I thought about that a whole lot. It gave me a lot of anxiety. And I was in relationships that I shouldn't have been in, y'all, because of that pressure, because of that stigma of I need to have somebody. I need to catch a body. You know, cuffing season is real. I'm dating someone. He's a little bit younger than me, but I think that's the model that will work for me because I'm a little bit more youthful than my age group. So I do run into people that have a lot more experience than I do in life with trauma and things like that. And I'm not saying anything negative about that. I'm not trying to talk against that. I'm just saying that that's not my experience. And that's not the experience that I want to bring into my life. Because we've all tried to create our own little sanctuaries. And this is not saying that things won't happen, but if you can prevent a problem and not create a problem that you don't have, I wholeheartedly believe that you should continue on that track. So yeah, I'm dating someone. And he applying that pressure. He's applying that pressure, super smart. For those of you out there, if you're watching this video and it doesn't work, I absolutely love like hot nerds. I love the guy who is unassuming, who you wouldn't think that is super smart because maybe he has a lot of swag, maybe he's attractive, maybe he's just one of those people where you're like, you don't really know, and then you find out that he majored in biomedical engineering. I love the hot nerd. And baby, them hot nerds, let me just tell you something. So sometimes they change your world. Let me get off this. Yeah, this was a quick check-in video. Starting 2025, I will begin to customize my videos around like topics, or it could just be me talking about various things. One of the good things that have happened to me this year is that I officially have representation. So that means that I have a talent agent who will begin to send me auditions, and hopefully I will begin to book speaking roles. So I am a lobbyist, I'm a policy director, and I'm also a part-time actress. And I love taking on both of those identities. I believe God is, charting my path that way for a reason. So look out some of the projects you're going to see me in. One thing that I can speak about is that I will, appear in the new Superman movie, July the 11th, 2025. I will be in the Superman movie. I cannot tell you the role, but I definitely want you guys plugged into Superman. And I did a video on auditions and background work and how I got into this field, and it's on my channel. So please look for, I want to be on reality TV or something like that. But I probably will start doing more content around how I'm getting booked or how I got booked without an agent, without experience, and without going to acting classes. Because there are a lot of acting classes that take advantage of you. They're scammy. I'm open to acting classes, but I've been able to do really well. And if you have the same type of personality that I have, don't think that you have to have acting classes. So that's my Christmas catch up. Oh, I like that. I'm going to name this video the Christmas catch up. That's my Christmas catch up. I probably will do another video before the end of 2024. If I don't, please charge it in my head and on my heart. And I'll see you guys in another video. Make sure you receive this video with an open heart and an open mind.